discussion time,
Huh?
Daniela. Why do you think it is that the Lego original action themes seem to be diminishing and the Lego video game themes seem to be increasing? I feel like my brick set wanted list is right now, it's literally all Lego video game themes. And back in the day when I was younger, I would just want original action themes.
Look at it this way. Lego has always, from the very beginning, had their own original IP, whether it was Castle or Pirates or Adventurers, whatever. And as soon as they get the IP that they were kind of riffing off of to make actual Lego sets of, then they stop making the original version. So let's take a look at like Adventurers. They made Adventurers, they end that, they have Lego Indiana Jones. Okay.
We had
IP tie-in.
Like we had a
Sci-fi.
lot more original space themes, and then once Star Wars kind of took a grasp on everybody, those have just completely faded out.
Yeah, so I think it's like there's so much creativity and imagination in video games and in those stories, and people already have an attachment and emotional connection because they played the games and they've played as characters, that I feel like they're way more likely to go out and buy sets based on those than say, you know, Mateo, Dizzy, Izzy, and the Dreamlings. Am I crazy for that?
No, and that goes into a whole bigger discussion of just the current state of originality in our society right now, because people are theorizing, we're getting less creative, more complacent, we're getting constant dopamine hits from our socials and crazy stuff all around us, that our creativity isn't really being stimulated as much. That's why we haven't seen a original movie from Disney that isn't original live action movie from Disney that isn't a remake, sequel, prequel, or adaptation. And so it's what, National Treasure? I mean, we get some animated ones. Back to video games though, you're right, it is a lot more interesting. Like, I will 100% prefer a Shadow the Hedgehog minifigure over a Dizzy and Dogen, but it's a little bit more enticing to me. I actually don't even know why.
Well, I think a lot of it is because you have played as those characters, whether it was in Super Smash Bros., in Sonic Superstars, Legend of Zelda. It's like you have that emotional connection. A lot of people get that connection in the shows for like Ninjago, Monkey Kid, Dreams, and they're able to kind of build that and then have that attachment to want to get the sets. It seems like it's just a bigger impact when it's like a big video game franchise that millions of people have played, that Lego can just capitalize on and have way less risk.
Two thoughts that came to my mind. Number one, for me personally, playing a scary video game is a lot more scary than watching a scary movie. For me personally, I feel a lot more immersed in it. Like, I am actually there. For me, reading books and doing video games are much more immersive than TV shows and movies. So that's just one theory as to why Lego video game related sets could actually do very well. How invested are you in Legend of Zelda? Like, you felt like you're actually there and interacted with these characters.
Oh yeah, 100%. Like, I hate to admit this, but I wasn't as big in Fortnite, and so when the battle bus was revealed, I'm like, okay, that's cool. Like, the figures are incredible. Methuselah was immediately like awesome because he was already big in Fortnite. But then I was getting big into Fortnite with the new Marvel season and playing all of the characters, riding the battle bus, and now I'm taking second looks on Lego.com and like, battle bus is looking pretty enticing because I have that connection. I've flown in it already, you know?
Yeah, you've been there. The second thought that came to my mind was these may feel a little bit more like collector's items compared to an original action theme or a non-IP theme. My Lego KK Slider minifigure, for example, I need to treasure and cherish that for as long as I can, even though we may get another one. Who knows? That's the only one we have so far. It has so many ties outside of Lego form, you know?
That is very, very true. And I think it's kind of risky when Lego makes their original themes have sets that are not tied to the show visually. For instance, Ninjago City Markets, we have not seen really anything that looks like that in Ninjago Show. The Heavenly Realms, one of my favorite sets ever, and I love Monkey Kid, but the Celestial Realm does not really look like the Heavenly Realm set. And so it's like, those sets have to stand on their own, and be an icon in and of themselves without being that kind of collector's item that you were talking about. Does that make sense?
Yes, and it's sad because it kind of seems like we're coming off like, we need things to look like the movies, the shows, and the video games, because then Lego originality is out the window. Because if we didn't have that original Lego originality, we wouldn't have sets like Cole's Titan Dragon Mech this year. That wouldn't exist.
Look at my display behind me. If I was only into things that were like recognizable, most of the stuff wouldn't be here. I've generally been a fan of things that stimulate creativity because of what they are. So like the Museum of Natural History is awesome because it stimulates your own creativity. It's not based off of any particular thing, but it kind of reminds you of, cool museums you've been to. Or the Ninjago City Gardens, incredible building experience. And it prompts your own imagination to tell your own stories. Whereas sometimes that's a little more difficult to do with things like, I don't know, Avengers Tower, where we know things that have already gone on in that setting. We know what's happened on the Eye of Sauron, kind of. Whereas you're free to tell your own stories and have your own imagination with something like Monkey Kid's Team Secret HQ boat or something like that.
But yeah, like tying it back to video games, though, that may be one pro that video games have over the movie and TV show Lego adaptations, because there's one way Lord of the Rings went canonically. There's not only one way that Minecraft goes.
Great point.
There's not one way that Animal Crossing goes either.
Very true. You are telling your own story. And even Legend of Zelda, which is a little more narratively structured, the newer games are very open-ended. And you can go explore the Deku Tree and Hyrule Castle however you want and have your own story. And so that is pretty awesome.
Downside to that, let's take Barad-dûr, for example, because I'm looking at it on your screen. Barad-dûr, Avengers Tower, we see them on the outside, we see them a teensy bit on the inside. This is one downside to video game themes, because you take Nook's Cranny, for example. You actually go inside there and see every single detail. The reason I would say this is a downside is because we can complain a little bit more when things aren't 100% accurate inside the Nook's Cranny, inside the Deku Tree. You go inside of these things and can fully explore it. Compared to Barad-dûr, we just see the exterior. They can make up whatever they want inside, and they had a lot of fun with it. Same with Avengers Tower, took a bunch of liberties, references from the movies, and we're A-okay with it. Whereas with the Town Hall and Nook's Cranny, I'm kind of like, they may have skimped out of it. Granted, I know those Animal Crossing ones are simple for a reason. Maybe there's a little bit more to complain with as far because of just how in-depth video games can be.
That's very true. And we've seen with movies also, it's very easy to nitpick things, whether it's minifig helmets and things like that in Marvel or Star Wars or whatever, because it's not exactly one-to-one with the movies. Video games, there's also some of that, but it feels like it's a little more forgiving, like for minifigures. Correct me if I'm wrong, but it seems like we're a little more forgiving about Lego
I don't know.
Video game figures. No?
I'm thinking, well, because my mind goes to Lego Mario, and I get frustrated. If you see my rant from months ago, I'm like, why is King Boo a square? And I get it, that's the blocky style they're going for, jump on top of each other. But it just doesn't look like these super iconic characters, and that's why it can get a little frustrating. It shares that similarity of wanting that character accuracy. Video games, movies, and TV shows alike all have that in common. Video games may be a teensy bit more forgiving just because the Mouth of Sauron, we keep going back to Sauron, but Mouth of Sauron has that one scene in the movie that's 100% what he looks like. Tails from Sonic has a bunch of iterations, many different styles. Isabelle from Animal Crossing has different variations throughout her games. Mario, Zelda, they all have different variations. So I can see how you could say it's a little bit more forgiving because they could take from some things and other things. Granted, most of the time, like Animal Crossing is based off New Horizons specifically. The Zelda figures are based on their specific games that they're from. For minifigure fans, the Lego video game themes is where it's at, bro. Because they're like forced to give you extremely unique molds and prints and brand new things of some of your favorite characters. They made the decision, but they were forced to give you the Lego Master Sword mold and Lego Hylian Shield. And they're forcing the Sonic the Hedgehog. So it's forcing these zany things that you wouldn't have seen in regular Lego original action themes like Dreams Ninjago Monkey Kid, even though they do those cool things. Just some of those minifigures are on the Shadow the Hedgehog level.
I mean, Nuwa is pretty awesome. Or you think, I mean, Lord Roz, you could argue he has nice arm printing, armor, unique head mold, like Shadow.
Guys, who would win in a fight
He's
in the
cool.
comments? Shadow the Hedgehog or Lord Roz? Let me know, because I'm going with Shadow.
I don't know. Lord Roz is pretty crazy. Get
No,
that shatter spin.
I changed my mind. I'm going with Adventure Peely. He 100% is clearing both.
Tying us all back together, do you think that we're going to be seeing more Lego video game themes, less original action themes, more Lego movie themes? Like, where do you see this Lego video games going?
I think that's where a lot of the fun is at right now. We do have these fun themes with Dreams, Monkey Kid, and Ninjago, but I'm just looking at the Bio Lizard from Lego Sonic Adventure 2, and I'm like, this is reminding me of the fun that I used to have with the sets back in the day as a kid, because it looks new and fresh to Lego, and some people were saying it's Mega Bloks looking because it looks so different. There's nothing conventionally Lego looking about these beautifully molded minifigures. So I think that's where the fun's at right now, and I hope it sells well because, yes, I would like to see more Lego video game themes. A lot of Nintendo ones, such as even just one-off sets for Star Fox, Metroid, and I would like to see the ones that they're doing now just continue. I want to see Fortnite continue for a long time. I want to see more Sonic minifigures. I want to see a myriad of Fortnite skins. And I would love to see actual Mario Lego sets that aren't digi figures.
I totally agree. I hope one day that happens. I don't think it'll be anytime soon. But I think that sales have probably shown, especially with Minecraft. If you look up Minecraft on Amazon and see how many Minecraft sets sell in the last month on Amazon, it's crazy. They sell so well. So I think that we have a long, positive future ahead of us for Lego video games. We'll have to get into another time whether or not their strategy for each of these themes is working. Zelda and Fortnite, for example, taking extremely different approaches on their rollout, and one being maybe a little more successful than the other. But otherwise, I'm really excited. We'll see where this all goes. Are we on point with this? Are we way off the mark? Are you excited for Lego video game themes, or do you prefer just seeing the Lego original action themes continue on in strength? We would love to hear, because those are both the things that we love the most in Lego, I think, right about now.
I don't think it's really original action themes versus video game themes. I just think, like, would you guys like to see this trend continue of Lego video game themes expanding and expanding, which may take up, quote unquote, other spaces for other themes and Lego themes.
And let us know if you like this kind of discussion video. Methuselah and I love to talk about all of this types of stuff, on air or not. So let us know if you like joining us for these discussions. This discussions would not be possible without the support of our channel members. Shout out to all of them. Saysad, I am Lidme, Uncle Norm, Uncle Mike, MC Goat, Mary Kay, Richie Rage, Dr. Dan, PhD. You guys are all goated.
And guys, please use code SAKUGA in the Fortnite item shop.
And if you made it this far in the video, comment Porygon, and you are a real one.